the movement stopped. The tanks came in front of us and it stopped. No one can move. At that moment, we all thought that that's it, that's the end, we're gonna die.
This show is brought to you by IslamicMusicHub.com, Nasheed reviews, prayer maps, and more.
Hi, I am Haneen, a citizen in Gaza City, and I'm here to tell you my story. We were living in this small, beautiful city, happily, in peace. Everything was amazing. I was living there with my family. We all were working hard to achieve our goals, as all the people in Gaza. Everyone here is ambitious. Everyone here has a dream. Life was so calm and normal before that day, the 7th of October 2023. Everything shifted. Our life completely changed. Let me start with my story.
We stayed in our home for like 3 weeks, and it was a very hard time. When any bombing happened near to us, we all used to run directly to the downstairs, to the basement, the place that we thought it is the safest place, and the place which all the neighbors rushed to when any near danger approached to us. I'm gonna let it to you to think how many times we woke up from sleeping, freaking out, terrifying. It's just the sound of smashing, shelling, shattering glasses, and my mom voice. She was petrified, trying to collect us, me and my sibling, all of us, to stay in the same place so we can live together or die together.
هي المظلة فوقها المظلة.
After these 3 weeks, we decided that we want to move to my uncle's house because our house is a very dangerous place. We moved there, and life was harder there. There wasn't electricity. For sure, they cut it from the beginning of the war. But at least in our home, we had solar panels, so at least we can charge our phones. They cut the transit network from Gaza. We were sitting at night at the dark, and there's aerial, naval, and ground bombardment. No news. We had just one option, which is the radio, so we can use it to know what's going on around us. After a week, I was looking at the window and I saw there was paper falling. It was an immediate evacuation warning to a shelter camp. We rushed out, we collect our stuff again, and we went back home to our only refuge with our uncles and their families. And it was worse and worse. They were bombing insanely, randomly, anything in front of them. We decided at that time that we want to sleep, and we want to sleep in the same place. We was about to sleep, then I crumbled. I couldn't hold it anymore. I couldn't stand it anymore. I don't want to sleep. Why should I sleep? I'm gonna wake up terrifying again. I'm gonna wake up freaking out. I hated that feeling. I didn't want to feel it anymore. I'm sure all of us need a therapist. Specifically because of this. Waking up that way is so bad. I hated it. I didn't want to feel it anymore. I decided I want to stay awake. I couldn't stop crying. I don't know why I was crying. Maybe because our normal, simple right for any human being is to sleep in peace. We couldn't do it anymore. Maybe I also was crying because we are waiting our turn. They were bombing randomly, and maybe this is gonna be the last moment in our life and we're gonna die. Maybe I'm gonna die now and that's it. Also, I was crying because maybe I'm not gonna die, but I'm gonna stay alive, but with having a disability, with having an injury. And trust me, I'm gonna tell you, most of us here are not afraid from death. We're scared actually from staying alive with having a disability. There's just a thought that there is a people like us, but they are without mercy. A people like us is calling us animals. How dare them to call us animals and to treat us like something that doesn't deserve life and doesn't deserve to stay alive, to have any supplies for the life, electricity, water, internet, even food, everything. Okay, when there is someone, just one person like this, you can say, okay, this person who doesn't have mercy is a sick person. Maybe he needs therapist, he needs to go to the mental hospital, he needs help. But when there is a millions of them, all of them, a group of people, all of them are like this. This idea is so harsh. You couldn't like how they are like this. When the morning came, we decided that that's it. We're not gonna stay in our home anymore. We're gonna displace to the south. And it wasn't easy choice and easy decision at all for us. And we didn't make this decision early because my mom broke her leg and she couldn't walk any single step. She couldn't walk at all. And all the people told us that there is a long distance that we're gonna walk. And at this time, the car was prevented to go, to let us move from the north to the south. So we left our car in the home. They told us you can't take stuff. So we all just take a backpack with us. And they also told us that maybe they're gonna tell you leave it so you can go. But suddenly we decided that we want to go. It doesn't matter where we're gonna go, what's gonna happen, where we're gonna stay. We didn't know anything. We didn't know. We were going to the unknown, and the unknown is so scary. We didn't know how my mom is gonna walk.
استني اجي معك.
خليك قدام.
After that place, the car was prevented. So we had to use an animal like donkeys so it can transport us to the place that there is the Israeli tanks and soldiers there.
الساعة 12 لسه الساعة 12.
We reached there, and because my mom couldn't walk at all, my brother noticed that there is an ambulance bed there. We directly took it, we put my mom and our backpacks on it, and we pushed it, and we walked. Suddenly, the movement stopped. The tanks came in front of us, and it stopped. No one can move. At that moment, we all thought that that's it, that's the end, we're gonna die. It was so scary. Then they took a random innocent people from us, from women and children and also men, and they allowed us to go. I don't know, it was a joke, maybe it was a prank, or they were playing, they were enjoying. I don't know what we're doing. They are sick people and bad people enough to do something like this, like to make you feel that okay, you're gonna die, then okay, go. They are bad people, they can do anything. Too much people were with us, too much, really, thousands of people, and we were running and no one paid attention to anyone. It was like the last day of the world. We were raising our IDs so they can see who we are. After we crossed the barrier, we had to take another transport so we can reach to An-Nusayrat camp. And because also the car was prevented there, we used an animal also like a horse, so it can transport us to An-Nusayrat. After we reached to An-Nusayrat, there was cars there because An-Nusayrat means that we are now in the south of Gaza. We took a car and we came to Rafah, and we stayed in a tent in Rafah. After a period of time, we figured out that they destroyed all our neighborhood. They came to our apartment and they also destroyed it. The building also maybe will not be able to stand anymore. We figured out also that our new car is destroyed. And after a period of time also, we knew from the videos on the internet that our chalet is completely destroyed. I can say that we literally lost everything. Even the university that my sister and I study in and my father work in, destroyed. We are now in Rafah, and Rafah wasn't safe as they were claiming. And now it's gonna be the most dangerous place, as you can listen in the news. Also, I want to mention that the amount of the pollution that we've been exposed to from the beginning of the war is literally a lot. I can remember one time when I was at my home, I opened the window and I saw it was night, but everything in front of me was white. It was the phosphorus internationally prohibited. They were using it. We closed our eyes, we put masks, of course, we tried not to smell it. That's beside the normal air that we breathe. It's polluted because of the rockets and the bombings. And after we reached now to Rafah, all of the people around me and also my family members have the symptoms of the contamination. Maybe the water is polluted here. This is where we are, in the age of technology, in the 21st century, in 2024. We went back 100 years. The tent is so hot during the day and so cold at the night. As you can see the sand here. When it rains, the rain mixed with the sand and it turned to a mud. Here there is a common bathroom between our tent and the other tents around us here. Most of the people here don't have bathroom, so they have to walk a long distance so they can reach to the public bathrooms. They stand in line and wait for their turn. And for sure, there is a possibility so they can get diseases. I'm gonna show you here what people use to cook. They put things here or wood or cartoons and they cook by using this thing right now. And for washing dishes, of course, and it's also the same when we make the laundry. You can see here the laundry. Here I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you now how many tents there is in this place. I tried once to count how many tents is here, but I couldn't.
So what?
Rafah is so crowded. There's about 1.5 million persons displaced here. This is the border fence between Gaza and Egypt. And by the way, Egypt is asking for more than $5,000 for the person so he can leave the Gaza Strip. And that's the end. Gaza turned into a pile of ashes. And it's not a place for living anymore.
Wow, I am lost for words just a little bit after that. That was really, really powerful. Haneen actually made that herself, despite being in a genocide, despite being in that tent. She put all those clips together from the past few months and put a lot of hard work to make that video happen. So I want to thank Haneen and her sister Yafi, who was the one who initially reached out to me over Instagram, asking if she could do a story for this series. So they've got a GoFundMe page, which we can have a look through. So it says, help Yafi evacuate her family from Gaza. And at this moment in time, this is a couple of days before Ramadan starts, there's no donations because it's quite a new page by the looks of things. My name is Yafi, and I have been living in Gaza since I was born. My family consists of 6 members, and I am the oldest. I love this country dearly, but I have been suffering greatly since the aggression on Gaza began. It has been 152 days, and the war hasn't ended, nor have the hardships. We are exhausted from constantly moving from one place to another. We no longer feel stability. All we feel is anxiety, tension, and fear of what might happen to us and what has already happened. We have lost our home, our car, our money, and all of our possessions that my father bought to secure our future. But now my future is slipping away. After losing everything and losing my university in my last year, I was about to graduate and fulfill my dream, but it's unlikely to happen if I stay here. So help me to get out. Me and my family from Gaza, and save ourselves. And if we can't leave, we'll use the money to repair what has been destroyed of our belongings and to rebuild our lives as they were before. So it's the month of Ramadan. They put in so much work to make that video happen. You can actually feel their story by watching it. And if you are listening to this via the Spotify podcast, I suggest later on to actually come back and watch the video as well over on our website, IslamicMusicHub.com, just to see the videos that Yafi put together, because they were quite striking. And I think, given it's the month of Ramadan, we should all donate. I mean, we're sat here in our comfortable homes, and they're out in those tents that they showed us, and they're really, really struggling. And despite all that struggle, they're able to reach out to us. They're able to charge their phone with solar panels or with car batteries and still get these videos across. It wasn't easy to receive these videos. It's taken a lot of time for them to all to upload. Even if we just put aside £5 or £10 a day and donate to these stories, I think it could be really, really helpful for these people. So please donate, especially as there's nobody donated yet. And in the previous story that we had, we saw that donations actually work, and that person was in Egypt doing her story because she had raised enough money to get out. So she actually raised that money, got out, and was able to report back. So it does work. Let's litter that page with donations. Because Yafi actually did reach out to me and say, is this video gonna help? Is it even worthwhile? My sister's putting in so much hard work, but is it even worth anything? And I said, I hope so. So I really do hope so. I hope people do donate after this. Please donate if you can. Assalamu alaikum.
This recording was brought to you by IslamicMusicHub.com.